What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost Wing here with WrestleMania Backlash review for April the 8th, 2022. This was, honestly, not a bad show. I mean, we did have Madcap Moss versus Baron Corbin, so it's not a perfect show. Not even close to a perfect show, but it's the closest we could get without, let's just put it this way. This is the best B show pay-per-view WWE has put on in a long while. And I'm not when I mean B show, I don't mean WrestleMania, I don't mean Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. I mean Backlash, Hell in a Cell, all the Saudi shows, if you want to count them too. I don't watch the Saudi shows, but I can't count them. But it's been a bit since we've had a B level pay-per-view that actually felt like a fun show. Yeah, SmackDown Women's Championship, I Quit match, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte 9000. Didn't really care about that match. It was okay. Rhodes versus Rollins, of course, was another good one. The six-man tag team match was your main event. Drew McIntyre and RK Bro versus the Bloodline. That match lived up to its expectations. AJ Styles versus Edge, Damian Priest borrowed from ringside, Bobby Lashley versus Omos, and Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Out of all these matches, Omos versus Bobby Lashley was meh, but didn't need to happen. Madcap Moss versus Baron Corbin was your bathroom break match of the night. Other than that, I didn't care for the women's I Quit match. It was the only women's championship match on the night. And it was better than the WrestleMania match, but not by much. With how much they stunk up the joint at WrestleMania, how could you not do a better job on this night? Show started off with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Rollins in the same gear wore WrestleMania. Some cat and mouse to start off. Both men look tentative to lock up. They finally do and trade hammerlocks. Rhodes flips out of Rollins' hammerlock and tries the uppercut from the mat, but Rollins catches it back and backs away, as we said. Rhodes controls control of Rollins' arm and backs him into the corner. Rollins turns it around and kicks Rhodes in the gut. Rollins charges, but Rhodes evades. Rhodes runs into a cradle for a pinning attempt, but Rhodes is able to kick out. Commentary suspects that Rhodes is getting a little frustrated because everything he tries to do, Seth Rollins is countering. And because, as Seth Rollins said on Monday Night Raw, now that I know what I'm working with, I can come up with a plan. Because at WrestleMania, he could not come up with that plan. He had to go out there, he had to just get whatever Vince McMahon was going to give him. It could have been Duke the Dumpster Josie for all he knew. He couldn't plan, but since he had weeks to plan this time, he was able to go out there, and they showed you in this match that he's able to counter Rhodes' counter and get everything going. Rollins goes outside to the floor. Rhodes creates space and charges out Rollins, but into a big clothesline that turns Rhodes inside out. Back in the ring, Rollins rounds Rhodes with some punches and tries to work on his neck. Rhodes gets back to his feet and finally hits the drop-down uppercut from the mat. Rhodes powers up Rollins for a delayed suplex that brings Rollins down. On his face, Rhodes hits the disaster kick, gets a 2 count. Rollins tries to beg off, but Rhodes outsmarts him. Rhodes goes for another springboard, but Rollins comes from behind and shoves him to the outside. That landing never looks pretty. Rollins throws Rhodes into the barricade and slams his head on the announce desk. Rollins rolls Rhodes back in the ring and rains down some punches. Rhodes tries to fire, but Rollins fires back. Rollins whips Rhodes sternum first into the buckle and chokes him over the second rope. Rollins brings Rhodes back to center and hits some kicks before going to the chin lock. Good old-fashioned chin lock in WWE. Rhodes powers up to his feet and breaks the hold. Rollins maintains control with a headbutt. Rhodes blocks and punch and fires back. A sunset flip attempt is reversed by Rollins. Can't get the pin. Rollins goes to the top and rope and Rhodes goes up to meet him. Brings him back in with a superplex from the second rope, which is not a superplex. There's a difference between a superplex and just a suplex from the middle rope. A superplex is when both men or women are on top of the top of the top turnbuckle and hit the superplex. If it's just one person down on the second rope, it's not a superplex. Get it right. Rollins is the first man to his feet, but Rhodes is right behind him. They trade strikes in the center of the ring. Rhodes hits a power slam and clotheslines Rollins over the top rope to the floor. Rhodes runs up the corner, but his dive to the outside misses the mark as Rollins is able to get back to the ring. Back in the ring, Rollins is caught with the Cody Cutter for a 2 count. Rollins goes for a pedigree. Rhodes escapes. Rollins Goes for manages to hit a super kick. Rollins lines up Rhodes for the stomp. Rhodes avoids it and looks to go for the crossroads. Rollins escapes. Rhodes goes for the top rope, but Rollins catches him with the big boot to the midsection. He hits the superplex going into the Falcon Arrow. Or more reversals lead to the rope. I'm a little ahead of myself. Rollins hits the Falcon Arrow, gets a 2 count. Rollins pulls Rhodes to his feet. Rhodes escapes, but springboards right into a position for Rollins to hit a buckle bomb. Rollins follows up with a frog splash for a 2 count. Rollins goes back to the top rope. He misses a Phoenix Splash, but lands on his feet. Rhodes catches him with a super kick. Now Rhodes goes to the top rope. Rollins goes up to meet him and hits the superplex and goes for the Falcon Arrow, but Rhodes catches him into the crossroads. He goes to pin him, but his feet are too close to the ropes, and he's able to get his foot on the rope. So that, of course, breaks up the pin. Rollins rolls outside, and Rhodes goes out after him and batters him against the announce desk. Rhodes rolls Rollins back into the ring and climbs to the top rope. Goes for a moonsault, but Rollins isn't there. Rollins hits a pedigree, and it looks like that's going to be it, and we're going to have ourselves a win here, but no, he kicks out. Rollins goes for a few Kawada kicks as Rhodes is trying to get up. Rollins pulls up Rhodes and lines him up for some punches. Rollins goes for the bionic elbow. Rhodes ducks and hits a crossroads. He goes for another one, but Rollins escapes. Tries for a roll-up while Rhodes is holding the tights. Rhodes reverses this, grabs a hold of the tights himself. 1, 2, 3. In the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling, strikes again, the roll-up. Now, again, it was a good match. Guys are going to go out there and just tear it down because they want to put on a show. They don't want, basically, Cody Rhodes is one big deal about coming back to WWE. He wants to win the world title, a title he could not challenge for AEW, well, because of his own, with all fault of his own, but that's neither here nor there. So he's going to go out there and he is going to need to win. Doesn't need to be one of those things when Cody Rhodes comes out here and he just loses to everybody, and then when it comes down to Roman Reigns needs somebody, wants somebody to challenge him, who could be next? They play Cody's music and Cody comes out and says, I want a title shot, and it's like, why would you get a title shot? You lost! Why should you get a title shot? And that's not what we need to be seeing if you want to see Cody Rhodes as a threat to Roman Reigns. He's got to keep on winning. Obviously, with the tights and everything, it looks like we're going to be heading to a third match between these two. Which, did you believe there were people online expecting Cody Rhodes to lose this match? I don't expect WWE to keep the charade up again with Cody Rhodes for very long. Even I know that they're not going to have Cody lose yet. It's going to happen. Probably going to happen to Roman. He's probably going to lose to Roman. And that'll be just the beginning of everything going down for him. But we will see what happens with that. Again, good match here. It's Seth Rollins. It's Cody Rhodes. If you expected a dull, boring match, I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's just two guys out there who know how to work this match well. The best way they know how to work heel and babyface and get you when they need to. What happened? Like, if we don't get a third match, which I could totally see a third match, will it be inside Hell in a Cell? I wouldn't put it past WWE to put Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins 3 inside Hell in a Cell. Will it happen? We'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out. Omos versus MVP versus Omos with MVP versus Bobby Lashley. I could not give 2 fucks about this match. So, big man moves, big man gets beat up, other big man gets beat up, and in the end, Omos wins because of a cane to the eye thanks to one MVP. That's all you have to say about that. Was it better than the WrestleMania match? I mean, you can say that, but is that really a consolation prize for this? I don't think so. MVP helps his boy win, and that's all you need to know about that. AJ Styles versus Edge. Now, before that, we get a promo for Hell in a Cell 4 weeks from tonight. Who will be inside Hell in a Cell? We do not know. What matches will we see inside Hell in a Cell? We do not know. all we know is I fully expect either Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes to be inside Hell in a Cell. It's just, it feels like that's where they're going to go with this with Cody. Seth Rollins is all obsessed with everything. Obsessed with beating Cody. Obsessed with getting the respect he thinks he deserves. And this could all lead to, because Seth Rollins' leg pretty much got screwed out of his match, out of the win, I could totally see them going down the route of Seth Rollins versus Cody at Hell in a Cell. It's just, it writes itself, man. You know that's what they want to do. Will they? Only time will tell. AJ Styles versus Edge. Of course, Damian Priest is barred from ringside, but the biggest question going into this match is not the match itself. With Damian Priest barred from ringside, who, or would there be anybody else following in the footsteps and joining Judgment Day? Which, honestly, I think about it after I thought about it a couple weeks. Not a bad name. I've heard way worse, of course way better, but way worse names for factions. But would we see a Tommaso Ciampa, a Rhea Ripley, maybe Liv Morgan, maybe somebody else join? Because honestly, it's like, you see Damian Priest gets barred from ringside. It's like, okay, what's going to happen? Who's going to join this stable? Because it feels like that's definitely what they were going to be doing for this. It's like there's no reason to bar Damian Priest from ringside if you're just going to have a straight up one-on-one match and not have somebody join. I want to say weekend, but Judgment Day. Gosh darn it. So, after rings the bell, both men charge right at each other. Styles gets the better and stomps away at Edge down in the corner, then catches Edge charging into a dropkick. Styles takes Edge to the outside and slams him into the barricade. He drives Edge face first into the announcer's desk. Styles rolls Edge into the ring, but Edge just rolls right back out. Styles catches him with a dropkick through the bottom and the middle ropes. Styles falls with an Asahi moonsault to Edge on the floor. Styles rolls Edge into the ring and signals for a phenomenal forearm already, which the announcers were shocked that he's already going for this, which you knew was not going to end very well for him, or he wasn't going to get it off. I mean, come on. There's no way that he was going to get that off. I don't know what they were thinking. So, Edge cuts him off with a boot and throws him under the turnbuckle into the ring post. He goes after Styles' shoulder, the same shoulder. Now, this is the biggest storyline going into this match, is the fact that Edge and Damian Priest attacked AJ Styles' shoulder. This is the same shoulder that when Edge made his return, Edge speared AJ Styles and fucked AJ Styles up, taking him out of commission for a few weeks back in 2020. It was nasty. I remember seeing that, and it's like AJ Styles was like, "Yeah, I'm fucked," and he got himself eliminated himself pretty much out of the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble. And they're bringing it back. They attacked it a couple weeks ago on Monday. He's attacking it now to just destroy the one arm that has been a weak point of AJ's for 2 years now. Edge catapults Styles from the arena floor into the ring post. Edge slams Styles on ring step into the ring steps and rolls him back to the ring. Back to the ring, Edge continues to work on Styles' shoulder. Styles backs Edge into the corner and break the hold, but Edge drops him over the top rope. Back in the center of the ring, they trade strikes as Styles ends the exchange with a Pele kick. Styles misses a clothesline and both men trying to cross-body and collide in the middle of the ring. Styles is back on his feet first and clotheslines Edge multiple times. He hits the running forearm in the corner and plants him with a facefoot slam for a 2 count. Styles puts Edge on the top rope and fires away with punches. He climbs up and hits a Hurricane Rana from the top rope for a 2 count. Styles signals for the Styles Clash. Edge escapes, but Styles hits an Ushigoroshi instead for a 2 count. Man, that's so hard to say. Edge attacks Styles' leg to retake control and hits a reverse DDT. Edge tries to lock a crossface, but Styles escapes and locks on a calf crusher. Edge slams the back of AJ's head to the mat, but that doesn't break the hold. Edge finally reaches the bottom rope to break the hold. Styles pulls Edge out of the corner with a German suplex. Edge pulls off the middle turnbuckle in the process, then misses a spear and runs straight into your exposed turnbuckle because it's wrestling law. If you set up a chair, if you set up something in the middle of the ring, you are the one who's possibly going through it, and that's exactly what happened here. Reap what you sow, Edge. That's what happened. Styles gets a 2 count off of this mistake. Edge finally does hit a spear, but it only gets a 2 count. Edge tries again, but Styles meets him with a knee strike. Hits the Styles clash, but Edge kicks out as well. Can we stop kicking out of everyone's finishers, please? Styles goes to the top rope, but he looks out to the outside, and we see Damian Priest, who's not at ringside. He is in the aisleway. Ringside means that the padding around the ring. Once you go up that ramp, you're no longer at ringside. You're in the aisleway. And he's like, listen, I'm right here. I am ringside. I'm here. Jessica Carr is yelling at him. Finn Balor comes from behind and attacks Damian Priest to stop him from interfering. So they fight, and he actually knocks him into the ring, which Jessica Carr also gets distracted by this. All of a sudden, a masked individual comes up, grabs AJ by the arm, pulls him down. It's obvious who it is because they wore a black hood and a black mask, but their pants made it obvious who the fuck it was. He turns it into Edge grabs Styles, puts him into a crossface. AJ Styles fights to try and get out of this. Edge adds a little bit more pressure by making it basically into a sleeper hold variant of this. And AJ Styles falls asleep. And Edge picks up the win. After the match, Edge he celebrates as he would. And then his newfound servant, or newfound member of Judgment Day, comes in the ring, down to one knee, hasn't taken the mask off yet. Edge has them rise. They unzip their jacket. Everyone's going crazy because they know who the fuck it is, even though if you look at the fucking pants, you know who the fuck it is. She takes her mask off. Rhea Ripley is back. But this time, she's got purple eyeshadow and she's got jet black hair. They smile. They both raise both their arms like Edge and Damian Priest did. And Judgment Day gets their newest member. One fiery, brutal, one bad bitch. Let's just say that. One bad bitch. And Rhea Ripley. And honestly, this is what Rhea Ripley needed. Rhea Ripley needed this. She needed Judgment Day. She needed something. What has Rhea Ripley done in the last, I don't know how long, last 9 months? After the whole feud with her and Charlotte went away, and Charlotte again killed anything that was good about Rhea Ripley, what did she do? Floundered in the useless, pathetic women's tag team division, winning the belt with the superhero wannabe, Nikki Trash, and then failing to win the titles with Liv Morgan at WrestleMania and a few weeks later. It was a time for Rhea Ripley to come back to the heel side of things. The NXT UK heel, the bitch who does not give a fuck about anyone but herself, this Rhea Ripley. Where does it go for Rhea from here? Only time will tell. Now, her former tag team partner had some words on social as she was like, wow, what a bitch. So it feels like we're going to probably see Liv Morgan being hopefully tortured and beaten the shit out of by Rhea Ripley in the name of Judgment Day. We'll find out tomorrow more about this. After break, and SmackDown announce team is taken over because outside of the main event, which is a dual branded match, everything else was SmackDown. Show about 9,000 versus Ronda. I quit match. If I tell you I actually paid attention to this match and gave a fuck, I'd be lying to you. I had to go get something at the store, so this was my moment. I had to, so I ran and I came back, and the only thing I saw was Charlotte had a chair and said, "This is your last chance, Ronda." I'm going to finish you. Happy Mother's Day. And then Ronda Rousey grabs her arm through the chair and just pulls on it in a normal, like, pulling her arm back. And then, and this pisses me off, I hate this armbar that they have Ronda Rousey use. She's like, I hope you would say that, bitch. So she takes Charlotte's hand and take one of your arms and hold it up and then bend your arm up into an elbow and then pull yourself back. That's all she's doing. That is all she's doing with this. She had her in an armbar where she was actually pulling on the elbow. Now I understand she can't fucking really want to hold on to that because Ronda Rousey would probably break somebody's arm. But switching it to like just, you have your arm up in an elbow before you, like, into a curve before you flex and then just pulling it back, that's not doing anything. It looks stupid. But she does that and Charlotte quits. He's like, I quit. And the reign of terror begins for Ronda Rousey. Please tell me this is the end. Please tell me we are not going to get Rousey versus Charlotte any fucking more. I have had enough of this feud that has done more to hurt women's wrestling than help it. Just saying that right now. No fucking more. Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss, another match I didn't care about. I needed to do some dishes, so I did it while listening to this match. Madcap Moss wins with the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling, the roll-up. Do you care? No. Do I care? No. We get another reminder of Hell in a Cell in 4 weeks from now. And it's on to the main event, in which we have Drew McIntyre, RK Bro versus the Bloodline. So, I know a lot of people shit on this match because we had, honestly, I think, like, they did it to service to the fact that you took away the Unification match for whatever reason. Because I think RK Bro and the Usos were going to give us a fucking banger of a match. The fact that we had to lose that for this, it got a lot of heat. Now, of course, the talk is that Fox especially wants separate rosters from the USA Network and NBC Universal. I get that, but if the women's tag team titles can float between Raw and SmackDown, so can the men. That doesn't mean you have to have, say the Usos and RK Bro had the match tonight and the Usos won. That doesn't mean that RK Bro is going to be going to SmackDown all the time, or the Usos are going to be going. Well, Usos would be floating between both shows. If they wanted to deal with RK Bro, they would be on Monday Night Raw for a couple weeks. If they needed to deal with the New Day, they would be on SmackDown. RK Bro would stay on Raw. They would never come to SmackDown. New Day would stay on SmackDown. They would never come to Raw. That's how you do floating champions. The fact that we still have to deal with this garbage makes no sense to me. The fact that they went weeks, and I don't buy it for 1 fucking second, that WWE just decided, oh, we're gonna change plans. This is the WWE. Yes, they change plans all the fucking time. This, I can 100% believe that WWE went out there and said, you know what? We need a hook. And I don't mean hook, but like, we need a hook for why people want to watch this pay-per-view. We need to give them a reason why they want to tune in. And the Unification match just isn't big enough. We need to find a way to have Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre on this show. What do? They say, we're going to have it for weeks. We're going to go out there and we're going to tell people. We hear the crowds. We hear people want a unification match. We don't care. We're going to make you believe that we care. We're going to make you think that we want to do a unification match, when in reality, we don't want to do anything like that. And that's how we got to where we are now, is that they knew what they were doing. They knew that they had to advertise. They wanted to advertise a unification match, but they didn't want to do it for real. That's how we get to where we are now. Because they're spineless, they're gutless, and they're going to go out there and they're going to lie and lie and lie. Because they can, and they always fucking will. Because Vince McMahon is a piece of shit. But when the match was over, you go, we might not have got the unification match, but this was still a very fun main event. Would I rather have had the unification match? Yes. If you're going to promise something, do not fail. Do not fail to deliver. Do not change your mind. Do not have it pre-planned that you're going to go out there and just say, yeah, we'll give you a unification match, but we're really not going to give you that unification match because we really don't want to do the unification match because we don't care about tag team wrestling. It's kind of funny how they were quick to do the unification match for Raw, the WWE and Universal title. And I know, of course, that Vince McMahon didn't really want to do that match. But Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman pretty much held him over a fire and was like, we're going to do this match whether you like it or not, and you're going to shut the fuck up about it. That's exactly what it feels like they did. Because they knew what was best for business. They knew how to sell tickets. They knew what they needed to do to get people into the building and get people to actually care about WrestleMania. Because let's be fucking honest, nobody cared about WrestleMania this year. Not even having Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar unification match did anyone actually really care about WrestleMania. So we don't get the unification match. We get this match. Again, it was not a bad match. This was actually a lot of fun. When you have Roman, the Usos, Drew, and RK Bro all in this match, going out there to go, well, we couldn't give you a unification match, but we're going to go out there and give you a damn good match. And honestly, when you look back at things, it's like, which was the better match on the night? Roman Reigns, the six-man, or Cody versus Seth? Nothing else came close, by the way. It's one of these two. And honestly, I would give it to this match. I really would give it to this match. There was a lot of hate going into this match. I know it. You know it. Everyone fucking knows it. But when it was all said and done, I think this was the much better match. This was a lot more fun. I mean, yeah, Cody and Seth was also a damn good match. It was a lot of seriousness going into that match. Cody had the upper hand last time. Seth Rollins wants his fair shake. He wants his fair shot. He wants his fair deal and all that stuff. Again, really good match. This one, in my opinion, was better. So, Orton and Jimmy start the match. Jimmy backs Orton to the corner and lands a few strikes. Orton replies with a European uppercut and tags in Riddle. Jimmy recovers with a whip. Riddle hard into the corner. Another whip leads to a reversal by Riddle, and he tags in McIntyre. McIntyre chops Jimmy in the corner. McIntyre hits a suplex on Jimmy, and Jimmy retreats to the corner. McIntyre wants Reigns to tag in. Reigns milks it for a few minutes, and tags into the match. Reigns and McIntyre circle for a moment, and then tags in Jay. Main event, Jay Uso's here. Runs right into a boot by McIntyre. McIntyre sends Jay across the ring with an overhead suplex and tags in Riddle. Riddle hits a gut-wrench suplex on Jay, but Jimmy manages to make a blind tag and cuts off Riddle with a kick to the back of the head. Jimmy chokes Riddle across the second rope and tags in Jay for a double team. Jay slams Riddle and chokes him in the bottom rope as Jimmy gets a cheap shot. Jimmy tags in for a combination sidewalk slam and elbow to the second rope for a 2 count. Now Reigns is ready to tag in. He slams down Riddle by his hair. He slams Riddle into the turnbuckle and Reigns down some punches in the corner. Riddle tries to fight back, but Reigns cuts him off and hits a back elbow. Reigns plants Riddle with a rock bottom for a 2 count. Getting those little bitty teases. Shit. Getting those little bitty teases in for a chance at the match with Roman Reigns and The Rock. You know what they're doing. You know what they want to do, and it's happening slowly but surely. Why else? Why else would Roman Reigns, of all people, want to use The Rock Bottom if it wasn't to get that subtle tease of this is where we're eventually heading next year? And again, and this is funny, it would laugh my ass off if WWE does all this teasing for Rock and he's not able to actually work the show because of his commitments to Hollywood and whatever else. Also, there was a viral video going around this past weekend of Roman Reigns talking about how his time coming back for these house shows could be up very, very soon. Of course, WWE's in denial. Dude's going to be leaving in the next 5 years. I would not be surprised if Roman Reigns by the end of WrestleMania 40 is done as a full-time person in WWE and is off his way to Hollywood. WWE's got between now and WrestleMania 40 to get Braun Breaker and others up to take the mantle when Roman Reigns does eventually leave, which will happen eventually. Anyway, Jay charges at Riddle but runs into a knee from Riddle. Jay falls out of the ring, but Reigns rolls him into the ring to make the tag. Then he does realize Riddle tagged in McIntyre. Reigns and McIntyre trade punches in the center of the ring. Now, here's my thing with this. WWE should have took notes on MJF and FTR versus Sting, Darby Allin, and CM Punk. You want to save everything that you have for Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre for a big pay-per-view. Don't let them touch. I know it's a pay-per-view, main event pay-per-view. But you could find many ways to not let these guys touch. Period. But, it is what it is. It's what they do. Lines up the Claymore kick, but the Usos distract him and Reigns hits a Superman punch. McIntyre goes to the outside. Reigns follows him and slams him against the barricade. Back in the ring, Reigns hits a kick to McIntyre's head. Reigns clotheslines McIntyre repeatedly in the corner. Reigns comes off the rope with a leaping clothesline. Reigns gets his championship belt from Paul Heyman, holds it up. Gives them back and takes a cheap shot at Riddle. Reigns draws at Orton, but turns right into a Claymore kick from McIntyre. Got him right in the kisser. Makes a tag to Orton as Jimmy tags in as well. Orton runs wild on Jimmy and Jay in the power slams. Orton hits a draping DDT on Jimmy. Sets up for the RKO. Jay runs in and Orton sends him over the top rope. Reigns tries to attack, but Orton runs right into an RKO. Beautiful looking spot. Jimmy hits a super kick, but Orton shakes it off. Hits an RKO to him. And then Jay dives in to break up the pinfall attack. Things are breaking down as McIntyre comes in with the throws Jay across the ring. Sets up for a Claymore, but runs into a super kick by Jay and double super kicks by the Usos. Jay tags in, and Orton tags in Riddle. Riddle hits the suplex and senton on Jimmy, followed by running knee and fisherman buster. Riddle goes to the top, hits a floating bro, gets a close 2 count. Everybody thought the match was over. Riddle sets up for an RKO. Jimmy reverses it into a roll-up for a 2. Jimmy follows with a pop-up neck breaker. Orton runs in and breaks it up the pin. Orton takes Jimmy to the outside and batters him against the barricade. Reigns runs in with a Superman punch on Orton from the ring steps. McIntyre grabs Reigns and throws him into the ring steps. He starts clearing the announce text. He goes to powerbomb Reigns through the table. Jimmy intervenes, allowing Reigns to be able to recover and hit a rock bottom / Uranagi on to Drew McIntyre through the table. Riddle and Jay both follow with dives. Riddle and Jay fight back in the ring while Jay hits a super kick. Jay climbs to the top rope. Riddle runs up to the corner and brings him down with an RKO. But as Jay was leaving the ring, the top turnbuckle, Roman was able to leap up, tag his leg. Let the sequence play out. By the way, Matt Riddle is making the RKO his own thing. It is a thing of beauty. Big spear from Roman Reigns to Matt Riddle. Took the guy's soul. Matt Riddle was gone to the afterlife with the spear. 1, 2, 3. The Bloodline pick up the win. The replay does reveal as Jey Uso was getting RKO'd, Reigns was able to get the tag on the leg, which when I watched it live, I was like, there's no way he got the tag. There is no fucking way he got a tag, and sure enough, he got the fucking tag, so good on them. And the Bloodline wins. And that is how the show goes off the air, with them celebrating and the babyfaces reeling from their loss. Again, very good final match of the night. Definitely a lot of fun. A lot better than anyone thought it was going to be and had any right to be. I don't understand this because every pay-per-view, first off, I want to know who's betting on wrestling, on pro wrestling. I want to know who's betting on this shit. Because the bet maker, the people who do all the betting and everything had the Bloodline losing this match. By overwhelming odds, they were supposed to lose this match. Why would the Bloodline lose a match like this? Somebody answer me that one. I don't see a single fucking reason why you would have the Bloodline lose to Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. Like, I looked at that and I'm like, really? Who the fuck would book that to be your, like, I really want to know which one of you fucking idiots out there are betting on pro wrestling, and what kind of idiot thought that the Bloodline was actually going to lose this match? Did I expect Roman Reigns to actually pick up the pinfall? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. He's Roman fucking Reigns, and he should pick up the pinfall every so often. Especially if they're going to do matches like this. This was a lot of fun. I wish we could have got the unification match, because that, in my opinion, would have blew this match out of the fucking water. Yes, all 6 guys went out there and they tore the house down. This was, honestly, in my opinion, match of the night. And so Seth versus Cody was number 2 match of the night. I can't deny that. It was a damn good match as well. It's just this one, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of multi-man tag team matches. I do like traditional 2-on-2 matches. But I can't deny this. This was just a lot of fun. But where do we go from here? Like, the Raw Women's Championship was not on the line tonight, so honestly, with the fact that Rhea Ripley has joined, I keep wanting to say weekend, god damn it, Levi's, but has joined Judgment Day, it would not surprise me if Rhea Ripley is your next Raw Women's Champion. After the whole Sonya thing is done, which I think it is, and it needs to be, and Rhea Ripley could be... Bianca Belair's title reign could last till possibly SummerSlam at the latest. Again. But she's not going to lose it in a 23-second match like she did at SummerSlam last year. Yeah, if I'm WWE, I'm putting that title on fucking Rhea Ripley and I'm letting her go with it and actually have a legit title reign that doesn't get destroyed by a selfish, self-centered piece of shit known as Sharbat 9000. I must have all the titles. I must have all the titles. Yeah, that. Let's not do that, please. Just let Rhea Ripley go out there, win that championship, and show you how good she can be. Well, we have Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania at Hell in a Cell. I wouldn't surprise me. I would keep it for Clash at the Castle. If I was WWE, I would keep it for there. But I don't think I don't know if WWE is going to be that. I know they want to do a stadium show. It could be Clash at the Castle. It could be Money in the Bank, because they also did have a promo for Money in the Bank narrated and talked about by Cody Rhodes, mind you. Which, of course, he is the American Nightmare, so it makes sense to have him talk about the 4th of July weekend when this pay-per-view is going to be happening. So, yeah. I don't know. Bobby Lashley, Omos, that needs to end. That's done. There's no reason for it. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess they're 1-1, so we can have a third match, but please, no. I don't want to see these guys in a match again. Omos has nothing left. Like, what else are you going to do with the Big Oath? I don't know. I really don't know what you can do with Omos. Other than, I don't see him, and here's the thing, I don't see Omos being a future world champion. There's just not, he doesn't scream future WWE world champion. I think it would be a travesty for the world championship to put it on Omos. I don't know. Well, so many questions coming out tonight of what is next, and getting those, having those happen is always a good thing. You finish a pay-per-view for a wrestling event, a wrestling show, and you get that question of what is next. I don't know. I do not know. All I know is one final word. Fuck Len Gilberti. Fuck that fat piece of shit who's probably never touched a woman from Wrestling Inc. who sits there and wants to disparage wrestling fans because they sold out Forbidden Door in less than 40 minutes. Fuck all of those people because they don't deserve to be talking about professional wrestling because all they are a bunch of negative assholes who want to sit there and they talk shit on AEW because they hope they pick and plead that they could have a job with WWE so they can kiss Vince McMahon's ass. Fuck all them. Everyone else, have a good afternoon, evening, or night, or morning, wherever you're out in the world. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video, and find me online at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Find me on Instagram at The France Club. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.